everybody, and welcome to Joker's Wild Side. Today we got a list. Been doing this for a few weeks, um, but today is top 10 lists for best matches 2025. A reminder: this is just my opinion. There are some of my favorite. Um, if you don't agree or do, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know your list of top 10. And just just to show you guys, I printed out the best matches last year. It was 9 pages top. Anything, uh, it's just a lot. So I understand if you disagree with my list. This is personally what I think. Let's get into it because we got a lot. So at number 10, I got. I think this would have been number one if it was placed right on the. But it's the Hollywood ending. Tony Storm and Mariah May at AW Revolution with the false count anyway. It was a great match. I think it was probably the best match of the night. Not the second best, but if it was done the way the match ended with like a old school, this should have been the main event. It would have been perfect exclamation, a perfect topping to the Revolution cake that it was. And I mean, this match had everything from great spots, great storytelling, bringing back the shoe, bringing back the glass bottles. So it was very. Luther got involved. Um, Crazy spots, a lot of Crimson Mask from both ladies. Um, and it ends with a beautiful spot through the table that had Hollywood ending on it. And then Tony Storm just laying on top of Mariah May. Then the screen goes black. That would have been a perfect ending to that pay per view. I think that's the only reason at number 10, the main event, I probably would have been. Still, great spot. Number 10, Hollywood ending. At number 9, I have a match that almost first month of the year. It kicked off the very, very strong. At Wrestle Dynasty, Kenny Omega versus. We saw this live. Me and obviously he enjoyed this a lot. I do. I did too. And I think Wrestling Observer had it the match of. Um, but yeah, I understand. Any of these could be number one up here in the list. Yeah, this match was strong. Strong strikes, great story. Gabe Kidd not one of kind of the contrast of Kenny Omega and to join a or to start AEW. All about New Japan. Great story, and saw a little bit of the best bout machine. At number 8, it is one of the WrestleMania triple threats: CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I mean, this was a great way to top off night. I thought that was possibly the best triple threat, if best triple threat at WrestleMania. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, this story of Paul Heyman, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, great, and Seth Rollins continuing the architect type trail here and pulling Paul Heyman into his grasp, into the corner. Beautiful, it was a beautiful match. A great ending. Paul Heyman double turning on Punk and Roman. Great. Uh, yeah, I don't know what more I can add. It was probably one of the best triple threats I've ever seen. If especially at WrestleMania, but it was topped right after the thing, which we'll talk about a little. At number 7, I do have another AEW match, the Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing. Uh, I mean, this match started off great. The intros are great. The Young Bucks coming out to old American style music were, and then as the match started, Kenny Omega said, "F that," switches his bodies, crowd goes nuts. It was chaos as the match as anarchy all throughout. Willow had great spots. Death Riders Marina had great, and then the ops getting involved. I mean, everything was great. The kind of matches that if you like chaos matches, a lot of carnage, this was for you. That's really why I really liked it. That's why it's in my number. And my number six, I have this one's a bit of a cheat because of the two matches. Uh, both for the tag titles, SmackDown and the SummerSlam. Oh, uh, yeah, and SummerSlam. It was the latter's TLC matches. It was freaking great. Both of them, I kind of consider them one because it was in the story. Um, Either one could have fit in there, but both of them together is a perfect number six. Those big spots, both matches had them all teams all out from. Um, SmackDown won. Street, Street Profits starting off rough, grabbing prosthetic leg of one of the fans and hitting someone over the head with it, and then that spear to end the match on that one. Ciampa eating it on the table, and then the one in SummerSlam, every corner having a team member splashing on it. Freaking beautiful. Um, both of them deserve its own praise, but I think together it completes a beautiful. But yeah, that's my number six, the double TLC match, SmackDown and some. At my number five, I do have my number five. I have a tag match at All in Texas of Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Oh, wrong one. Versus the Young Bucks. Um, this was extremely hard hitting. Obviously, the Young Bucks, great tag team. Anything they tag team, very entertaining as well. Will Ospreay and Swerve, so talented individuals and as a tag team. Um, Great high flying spots. Sorry, excuse me. The story that Will and Swerve were enemies before, but they came together for a match for a common enemy. I believe it was Swerve sacrificed himself, take the V2 trigger or a move, so the other uh, do his finish and get the victory. It was such a good story told in between this, and then what led up after it, the Bucks losing their every PvP title. Ah, it was a great story to continue on. Um, that was my number five. At number four, I have another Will Ospreay one against Takeshita in Spring Break in AEW Dynamite. Um, what the spots here, reversal after reversal after reversal, counter after counter. It was very technical, very hard hitting, and then some spots that you saw was made you wince and look away. That suplex on the corner that you see, it was brutal. Will Ospreay immediately pain. It tore up his back, as you can. I mean, that's what we like. I don't know. This is just a standard match, if I remember. It was so physical and so brutal. This is stuff I love and rec. But that's my number four. At my number three, I do have the other triple threat at WrestleMania. Immediately became the best triple threat I've ever seen. For the Women's World Title, Io versus Rhea versus Bianca Belair. I mean, I, I don't know what really could be said that hasn't been. A blazing start, though. It was extremely fast starting, extremely fast paced throughout the match. Um, all opponents kind of kicking someone out, them having a moment one on one. someone else getting kicked out, another one little showcase, and then all them coming together and doing um, spots with all three involved, and then the finish of Belair getting pinned and then Io just from outside the camera angle, moonsaulting on, gained the victory. Beautiful, beautiful match, and very happy Io retained. That's why that one's very high on my list, number 3. At number 2, it's another Will Ospreay, and my opinion, this is my favorite match of the year, but it has less impact to the number 1 pick. That's the only reason I have it. But I've seen this match possibly 5, 6 times already. I think it is a not a perfect match, a very close to perfect match. It is the cage match with Fletcher, Will Ospreay at AEW's Revolution. It was a little bit, the cage is meant to get people out. Dave came in, but that's a little nitpicky. But the whole match itself was very hard hitting, as Kyle and Will Ospreay do. A lot of high flying, a lot of intense spots, and then that what was it? The Spanish fly off the cage. I think there were already tacks laid out into some. It was brutal, and Will Ospreay looked like he did it all on his head. Um, Such a great match. And then one thing I didn't realize till after, I don't know if they did this intentionally. At the end, Will Kyle Fletcher was screaming to Will, "I hate you. I hate you. Fucking hate you." It reminded me, after seeing it a few times, of the prequels of Star Wars where um, Luke is being burnt. Lava? Anakin, sorry. Anakin is being burned. Uh, you mean I hate you? To Obi-Wan. I mean, I think that's a perfect way to end that match. To me, it's one of the best matches I've, especially cage match. Um, that's my number 2. Before we get to number 1, I have quite a few honorable mentions. I'm gonna try to list off as. First off, let's start MJF and Mystical and CMLL 92 anniversary. Your anniversary, that's great. Ivar and Yoshiki Namura at WWE. I think that was X slash Twitter. FTR versus the Outsiders in AEW Collision. That was a surprisingly good match. Came out of nowhere, really. The Outsiders, they're not known for great matches. Very, very good. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Bandito versus Hechicero in RH Death Before Dishonor was very good as well. Okada versus Máscara Dorada versus Kesha at AEW All Out. I mean, what a showcase for Máscara Dorada. I think this was very close to being on the list. Uh, like I said, any of these could be switched around depending on your preference. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans and today. Ilya Dragunov and versus Nathan Frazier on SmackDown, I believe. The women's blood and guts was very good. A lot of different spots you had not seen side for certain reason. John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly in AEW. Um, Give Kyle O'Reilly a bit of a push. I like that. A lot of people did not like this one, specifically the ending. But John Cena's last match versus Gunther, WWE Saturday Night's event. I think it was a very good match. And it was just waited for him to say goodbye and us to say goodbye to him. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega versus Takeshi and Kyle Fletcher at AEW Grand Slam. Very close to also making it on the list. Very hard hitting, and with all these 4 are amazing, amazing performances. Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet and All in Texas. I mean, anything Tony and Mercedes touch this year, almost guaranteed gold. John Cena versus AJ Styles. A fun match, a great match, especially the tone through it. The way he started with that personalized intro to it. Takeshita versus Zack Sabre Jr. New Japan King of Pro Wrestling. Um, Zack Sabre Jr. King of Technicality in the ring. Takeshita also adding to it. Hard hitting style. Then the last one is in AW Double or Nothing, Adam Page and Ospreay. But those are just a few of the honorable mentions. Like I said, possibly a couple hundred matches that, but I don't have all that time. So let's get to number one, which I think the reason is the impact it had. It is Adam Page versus John Moxley in that Texas Death Match at AEW All in Texas for the AEW World Champion. This was when John Moxley was running wild with the title, had it in a briefcase, kind of not letting people see it for I think it was 6 to 8 months, just controlling it, having the whole company under his thumb, them doing whatever they want, them the Death Rider. Um, this was also Hangman's not revenge, but like come up story after I think a few years of him kind of not knowing what he was, um, and then coming up with those Texas Death Matches with Swerve, all two extreme death match. His promos there also brought him back up from um, what a lot of people thought was his career couldn't go back up. Him being a world champion, beautiful match, beautiful and as in beautiful, hardcore beautiful. You're into that. Not this is not the match. The impact it had on AEW. The come up of Adam Page again and throning a dictator here title, John Moxley. I think it was beautiful. The bed of nails, then the buckshot lariat into it, and then getting Moxley while he was drunk. Um, very good. And then his tears as he liberated a lot of people the AEW title from the just a perfect little exclamation all in tech. But yeah, those are my top 10 matches of the year. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I said these are only my opinions. Let me know your list on the. And that I've been Lobo, Joker's Wild Side. See you next time.